back in the studio. Probably for the best, right? I can't guarantee that we won't be back in my shed at some point. I don't know that we know what's causing the power problems in the studio. So you never know, we might be back there at some point. But for now, we are back in the studio. And a good thing, too, because that means we actually get to have a guest, but not just any guest. Nina Turner herself will be joining us once again. So definitely look forward to that. That's going to be coming up in about 35 minutes. I understand that we're a little bit late for the pre-show. We got a lot that's going to be going on. I'm also a little bit sick, so everything is taking a bit longer for me to do. Anyway, Kyle the Mighty says that yesterday Jenk and Anna have said they prefer regular Oreos to double stuff, and I need to know how you work with such inhuman monsters. I probably agree with them. I will say that I probably would have one of the flavored Oreos over the regular, but no, double stuff is too much. You got to have a ratio. Yeah, I realized over the weekend I went to when my wife and I were biking along the beach, and we stopped to get burritos at a place called Brothers Burritos, and we realized that instead of giving us a burrito, each of us got 2 little burritos, which seemed weird. But then we realized you don't want to have a burrito that's too big. You want to have a good ratio between like the egg and filling and the tortilla. Same for Oreos. Double stuff is just, it's too weighted towards that. Sorry, I'm getting text messages. My friend is like teasing me with something. Oh God. He was like telling me you'll never guess what just dropped. And I'm like, whoa, is it like the next Game of Thrones book? Is it something like that? He got some catalysted Destiny too. Anyway, let's jump into some stories. We only have a few, and we don't have much time even for those. Jason P. hit 12 months, says, a.k.a. Glory Days Dragon. Yesterday is my birthday, and today is my Dragon Squad birthday. Thanks for making my past year both informative and glorious. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, everyone hit the like button if you haven't. I also want to do this. So we finally got some stuff from the... Oh, yeah, the Black Bomber. We finally got some stuff from our P.O. box that I want to show off. If the people who sent it are not here and you know them, please let them know that we're talking about this. So, first of all, Jess Ortega, who's previously sent us some really awesome stuff, continues to. And so let's go to that in one sec. She previously sent us a red dragon in diamond art and a rainbow dragon. Now, the green dragon, and it's a supersized one too, as well as the purple dragon. At some point when people are back in the studio, we're going to have a wall for art like this, and these are going to feature prominently on there. But for now, thank you very much. And also, special shout out to, we finally got this, the Early Bird 42, Austin Early, sent a knife. Normally when people send weapons, I get scared. But in this case, how cool is this? How awesome, with a letter describing the process of making it. Some sort of metal powder and ball bearings being compressed and superheated to produce this very cool knife. I feel like this could be in Game of Thrones. And an awesome little sheath for it as well as this dragon pendant. Thank you so much. That is like just above and beyond to both of you. This blade is just crazy. I don't know how do you do this? I made shelves out of wood, but I don't even know, how did you do the metal, like the thing? Anyway, there's a letter explaining it. I'm not gonna read the whole thing on here, but just amazing, and thank you so much. Very nice of you. If somebody breaks into the studio and tries to take us out, I at least have a weapon. So thank you. Is it made from dragon scales? It looks like it could be, actually. So thank you so much to Austin and to Jess. Thank you. If I don't know, by the way, if this was in the actual P.O. box or if it came in some other way. So if you've sent something, it might still be there. I don't know. I don't have access myself to it. But thank you to both of you. And that said, watch Forged in Fire. You'll find out soon enough. No, I actually really like Forged in Fire. I've only seen a little bit, but I like it. Okay, we got a couple minutes. I'm going to start off. I saw this article on Polygon titled "Star Wars is Better with No New Movies Coming Out," saying that there have been a lot of announced projects that have seemingly been put on the back burner, a lot of scheduling conflicts, and they say that that's good because Star Wars has been having a little bit more trouble than Marvel, which is true, But I don't think that every movie needs to be a winner. And I think that generally they've been very good. I liked Force Awakens quite a bit. I thought Last Jedi was great. Rogue One was very good. I even liked Solo. I didn't think it was amazing or anything, but I thought it was good. The only one that was pretty rough was Rise of Skywalker. But I don't know, like they're doing a good job with the show, with The Mandalorian. I think that taking a step back and figuring out what they want to do is a good idea. Look, I definitely think Blueprint. That's a good point. I like the new spring. I think moving the Star Wars more in the direction of the MCU, like not making it. It's not about one story. Like the Mandalorian is not about that one story. You can have different. Hawkeye is not about it's like the Avengers stuff affects it, but I would just move more in that direction. I think that would be a good idea. By the way, apparently, the Omicron variant was found in Europe at least a week ago, so we are in the Netherlands. So we're getting an idea of the spread. Again, mixed picture of how scared we should be of this variant. I heard they just invent variants to affect elections. Now, why they didn't do that with Virginia and the evidence that the variants help the Democrats win election, neither of those actually makes any sense. But that's what they say. Jonathan O'Neill, I did like episode 4 of The Wheel of Time. Was it the best episode? Maybe. First one I thought was really good. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to keep an eye on it. We've got a little update on some of the conversation around COVID that'll be on the show in a little bit. I wanted to get your opinion about this story. ASU student groups are trying to get Kyle Rittenhouse removed from online classes that he's in. What do you think about that? It's the Students for Socialism being joined by other organizations, including Students for Justice in Palestine, the Multicultural Solidarity Coalition. What do you think about this? Even with a non-guilty verdict from a flawed justice system, Kyle Rittenhouse is still guilty to his victims and the families of those victims. Join us to demand that these demands be met to protect students from a violent, bloodthirsty murderer. They should be scared of his presence. Torn about this. Good. Missed it was online class. I hate him better online than in person. I definitely think better online than in person. Look, I wouldn't want to be in a class with him. I wouldn't want to share even a virtual thing with him. So I get that. It's difficult. I mean, he was found not guilty. Ugh. I don't know that they're going to be able to get him removed from classes. Yeah, they're entitled to their opinion, sure, certainly. But I don't know that they're going to be able to get him removed. It is, by the way, if you feel like there was no justice in what happened, which I feel like there was no justice in what happened, he is going to face stuff like this for the rest of his life. And some might think that that's not fair. I personally think that it's totally fair. He made the decisions that led to those deaths, to him killing those people. It didn't have to happen. It would have been incredibly easy for it to not happen. I've never taken an assault rifle and gone to a protest somewhere where I don't live to pick fights. He's going to face this pretty much everywhere he goes. That's something. It's not jail, but it's something. Some people are saying he's not enrolled at ASU. They seem to believe so, or at least that he was taking classes. He's not gone through the ASU admissions process, not currently enrolled. Due to student privacy, we cannot get any other details. Okay, I guess. Well, he had seemed to be saying something else. Let me ask you this. Buttigieg was talking about the electric vehicle credit that's going to hopefully go through with the infrastructure bills, assuming that those ever happen. A significant chunk of money, up to potentially $12,000, $12,500, I think. Now, the electric cars are more expensive to start with. They're getting a little bit closer. He says, hey, Stephanie Rampley, how's it going? He says, Buttigieg, you never have to worry about gas prices again, which is true. Technically, you do have to worry about electricity prices again. I don't know that those tend to vary as much as gas or be as high as gas. But anyway, he says, if we're experiencing high gas prices and people are worried about that, that's this big thing that they're trying to make, like everyone just focus constantly on gas prices. Well, isn't that kind of a good reason to get an electric car? I had an electric car for 3.5 years. My next one hopefully will be as well. It was nice. I didn't go to gas stations for literally years at a time. I think I filled up my air in my tires or something. That is pretty nice. It's not free necessarily. You do have to pay for charging most places that you go. There's definitely in LA at least, there are free places to charge. And I had a good run of about a year in a parking garage just using an outlet that was there. But anyway, look, if gas prices are high and if they don't go down, it is something to think about. Moondragon says, did you know that Bet Boer is an anagram of Boebert? This means something. Does it? I do want an EV, but damn, am I such a petrol head. You'll get past it, Alltech Phoenix. There's a lot of advantages. Having to replace batteries will eat into that gas savings. That's true, but I don't know. Is it really that bad? Has it been demonstrated that it's that bad that they do wear? Like, I know we were very worried about that. Anyway. Ryan Nowicki says, you should cover as much of the Epstein trials as you can. It gets no coverage by corporate media and needs attention. Yes, well, look, I was just reading that the media will be allowed it, so hopefully we will be getting some information out of it. Okay, we are running low on time, so I might jump ahead to... Tucker Carlson had this basketball player on to talk about how America's great and you should stop criticizing it, just shut your mouth. And I love, that is just... It's the exact same thing as the political correctness and the cancel culture conversation. You will note that they never feel like they need to just shut their mouth and not criticize America because they don't mean don't criticize America. That's a vague thing. They mean don't reveal the truth. Don't believe that we should be better. What they're saying is not what they mean. Their audience understands what they mean and like it, but they're not being honest about what they're actually saying. Tucker Carlson criticizes America literally every fucking day. Make America Great Again is an implicit criticism of America. You'll notice it never stopped them. There's no... John was charging his car, that's why he had no power. Not quite. Well, Ravaging Wolverine, there is something comparable to battery replacement for gasoline cars. It's not that complex, but more complex, more expensive, and more often repairs for a more mechanically complex system of you have the engine, which is more complicated than a motor. You have an alternator, you have a radiator, you have a lot of stuff that they don't have in EVs. And all of the you know, that's not in the first couple of years or whatever, but if we're talking about long-term maintenance, it is more complex and likely more will be needed for traditional internal combustion engine cars. I don't have the stats with me or anything. Guillotine Dragon says, Boebert is the manic pixie assault weapon girl that all conservatives wish they could date. Yeah. EVs are heavier. We need to focus on better public mass transit. Well, I mean, sure, they are heavier, but lots of people drive trucks and SUVs when they could be driving cheaper cars. Okay, everyone. So I don't even know what I want to focus on in this. I'm going to play you a little. I'm going to try to limit how much of this video I'm going to give you. And then we're going to go into a little bit of the Nancy Mace versus Marjorie Greene stuff. Apologies. Didn't get much sleep last night. Okay, so. You know what? I did mention Boebert in the headline, though. So let's get into a little bit of that. So Boebert kind of half apologized. Sort of. And she was criticized for that by Greene. Well, Greene is going to go even farther than that because she is not interested in being reasonable, being mature, being a human, anything like that. Here is what she had to say.
She's pro-Al-Qaeda. She's basically an apologist for Islamic terrorists. There is no need to apologize to that woman because she will never stop. She's bloodthirsty. She wants Republicans completely taken out. She wants Republicans jailed. She does not care about our country. She's anti-American. She's pro...
Okay, so there's a lot there. So she's pro-Al-Qaeda. It's just, she's a Muslim, so she's pro-Al-Qaeda, obviously. That's all that she means there. She's bloodthirsty. What are you talking about? She's like, stop shooting truck. Like, how many times have you shot a gun to blow up a truck, Marjorie Greene? No, seriously, like, Ilhan Omar is bloodthirsty. She's a refugee that fled violence to come here to join government. That's it. She doesn't feel the need to pose with a gun literally every time there's a camera pointed at her. In terms of supporting terrorism, like, yeah, go talk about how all those people on January 6th are so great, that it's so unfair that they're in. You want to let them out of prison after they tried to overthrow the U.S. government, and you think that that was awesome, and we're being too hard on them. Why are you an apologist for those terrorists? And by the way, she thinks that all Republicans need to be taken out. Well, what does that mean? Violent? Like they need to be killed? She's certainly not saying that. What, do they need to lose their seats? You think that about the Democrats. So what the fuck kind of point are you even making there? And then saying she wants them to be locked up. You talk about Republicans being traitors fucking constantly, every day. You call them literal traitors, Republicans. Oh, do you think that they're traitors but they should just be free? Free range traitors? Presumably you want them locked up. It is all projection from them. All projection. All the stuff about how there's a variant that crops up before every election is just fucking projection. The variants crop up when they crop up. That's how they work. Caravans crop up before every election when they're needed. CRT crises crop up right before an election. You'll notice Fox has largely moved on from that following the Virginia election. They do this, and so they assume the other side will do it as well, and they project. They tell us so much about the way they think about the world when they talk about supposedly what we are actually like, and that's not how it is at all. So, look, she's worried that Ilhan Omar wants to take out all of the Republicans. Meanwhile, she is engaged in this ongoing feud with Nancy Mace. So she had said, I don't know if I have the actual tweet. First of all, can I just go to something very weird? So we played this on the show yesterday, this tweet from Marjorie Greene. After she was criticizing Kevin McCarthy, she then said, I just got off a good call with GOP leader. We spent time talking about solving problems, not only in the conference, but for our country. I like what he has planned ahead. And that was on the 26th, and Nancy Mace tweeted the same thing on the 30th. Is she mocking Marjorie Greene? I have to assume that she's mocking Marjorie Greene. Anyway, Marjorie Greene said that Nancy Mace is trash because Nancy Mace was like, hey, can we not be like racist and Islamophobic and all that? So Nancy Mace now trash. And she said that Nancy Mace is pro-abort. Literally pro-abort. Not abortion. Pro-abort. So I learned something. Apparently, the reason Nancy is pro-abort is because Mace was raped in high school and as a result wants exemptions for abortion bans for rape and incest. And that is what Marjorie Greene is using to attack her as pro-abort. She is just disgusting. She is the garbage person every single day. Like, I don't even care about Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace sucks, by the way. Nancy Mace was coming out of January 6th, was talking about how scared she was of January 6th. And then a couple days later, when she realized, oh, we're supposed to pretend that wasn't serious, was criticizing AOC and mocking her. So I'm not a fan of Nancy Mace. But goddamn, is Marjorie Greene trash in all directions. She's trash to progressive. She's trash to establishment Republicans. She's kind of being trash to even Lord Boebert. Now, Lord Boebert deserves it more than most, but just overall trash. Mason just said, like, can we not, like, traffic in racist tropes? Mace, you can back up off of Lauren Boebert or just go hang with your real gal pals, the Jihad Squad. So because, like, so Nancy Mace says, can we not be Islamophobic? And the response from Marjorie Greene is, why don't you go hang with the terrorists if you love them? How good of a sign would it be for America if she were to lose her primary? Lauren Boebert were to lose Matt Gaetz and Madison Cawthorn. How great would that be? I doubt it's going to happen. If she did lose, it would be something worse. Oh, so by the way, people are asking about the jacket. This jacket comes with a couple of different patches. I believe it comes with the Anna Memorial patch. I think one other, maybe Dragon Squad. I'm not sure, but it'll be on Shop 2IT. The rest of these are coming from patch packs. We now have our LGBT Pride patch pack. You can see a few examples of that, and then the TDR patch pack as well, which has got stuff like my face. If for some reason you want to have my face on your jacket, I like it. That way, even if I'm turned to the side, they know who I am. Anyway, that is unfortunately all the time we have. There was more garbage, but we just don't have time for it. What we do have time for in about 16 minutes is the return of our buddy Nina Turner. How exciting is that going to be? So don't go anywhere. We're going to be back around in just a little bit, and I hope to see you there.